Hi all, welcome back and thanks for stopping by. Hope you've been keeping well and safe. Yes, I want to talk about this topic so bad and obviously just contribute, make my own contribution really. It's about does Western culture overfund images of failed black men? And I wonder why this question is being asked now. For as long as I've remembered, or I can remember, the Western culture as always, they've always been happy to fund that part of black lives, not only black men, black people. They've always enjoyed, showing that part of black people's failure. Well, especially the black men, because as he as he calls them, the powers that be, they have never had any intention of showing black people in good light. They haven't. Yes, they've never had that intention. They've never learned to, and they probably never will, because it's been a long time coming and it's still we're getting there, but it's still not as it should be. And that I have always blamed on black people themselves because I've always said we should just note that our lack of unity and that self-hatred will always conquer us. Yes, because we keep looking at the fact that looking at what the white people are doing, or giving excuses of what the white people are doing, that is painting us in a bad light. But we fail to realize that we are just as bad. Yes, we are just as bad. And until we realize that, then we're going to have to either suck it up, stop complaining, and just integrate or nest, as most of us like to do anyway. So yes, these powers that be will rather see black people in that scattered state. They would like to see black people in that self-hating, dehumanizing, betrayal, poverty-stricken, violence, drug dealing state. If we continue to let it be. I understand slavery happened and that and the other, that has created what is taking place, what has been taking place over the years. And this is why I made a video on that. The last video I made on let's debunk white privilege. Like, what are you debunking when it's still going on? Yes, and everyone can see it. So this is still the case. I'm sure 40% of us are in that state that the powers that be try to portray us in. Yes, I believe, because if you're going to state the facts, you have to state the truth. I believe 40% of us are in that poverty state, violence state, drug dealing state. Yes, but I also believe that 60% of black people are good people. They are good people. It's like when they show all these black women who are loud, aggressive, and they want to put us all in one basket. And I'm thinking, but I'm not like that, And I feel like I feel and I know that the reason why this keep carrying on, it's because the black people have allowed it to carry on. And over the years since I've been in Europe, I have noticed that the only reason I've been watching movies, the slavery movie and all those movies, and I've noticed that the only reason the powers that be have moved their bones to include more diversity is because of the noise of most black women, mostly black women. Because I'm sure the black men are just, they are just happy to nest, you know, and just carry on as long as they have their own hierarchy or their own stance wherever they are, you know. So yeah, because of the noise of most black women, that's why they even do anything to add more diversity in the black in the media. And why the powers that be listened to the complaints, all they have to show in particularly is what I don't know how to put it, is what mostly the black community is all about. Yes, mostly it's what it's all about when it comes to violence, when it comes to poverty, drug dealing. This is what they have to portray. When the powers that be try to listen to the complaints of black people, yes, this is what they have to portray. And up until now, because of the position black people have been in, we know how when you obviously go for a casting interview and you are accepted, how elated and happy you are that you've been chosen for a role. Yes, black people have been happy to play that degenerating role. Yes, they've been happy to take on that role due to the money, the fame, the limelight, and the opportunity that that role will give them. So they've been happy to play that role. Yes, and they've threw dignity out of the window. When they were taking the role, they didn't think of, oh, what is this? What kind of image is this creating for me and people that look like me? They didn't think of that. You know, it's like selling your soul to the devil, you know, which a lot of actors and actresses do when they get into that film industry and music industry. So yes, black people as a whole have let this happen in the first place. We keep letting the powers that be narrate our stories for us. Yes, we keep letting them narrate our stories for us. So they keep narrating it the only way they know and the way they can. The thing is, the powers that be, they've always taken advantage of the black people, uncondemned, like nobody condemned them on their atrocities, on the unfairness. You know, when I say unfairness, I mean They do create themselves as Superman, superhero, and all what have you. I mean, when you watch movies, you see the way they portray themselves, and the way they carry themselves. Yes. So, and when you watch the slavery movie, unless maybe a lot of people don't watch slavery movies, so they don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody condemned the role of the white men, the role they play in slavery. Nobody condemn it. But the reaction of the black people is condemned. Just a reaction. Not that we actually took part or we did the same to them, or, you know. No, just a reaction is always often condemned. Whereas the actual crime is not condemned, you know. So that's why I said they've always gotten away, uncondemned by their own actions, whether they are playing, when they are playing the bad guy in the movies. Yes? My problem with black men is when their ego is dropped by white men, that's when they complain. When the white man makes movies and match them with the white woman, they don't complain. They don't complain. I think this guy here just wants the same hierarchy, the same respect the white man gets. They want that same recognition. They want that same recognition. They want that same representation. I think that's what he mainly is complaining about. Because whatever is going on in the film industry, whether they are overfunding black males' failure, it's still up to the black male to change things. It's still up to the black male to change things. This is why I never stop bringing Africa into the matter. I never stop bringing Africa into the matter. Black men should go to Africa and make Africa great again. Stop nesting and looking for inclusion. Stop nesting and looking for inclusion. Africa is there. You can go make Africa great again. Take your specialism, take your talent, take your knowledge, go to Africa and start building Africa. Because I believe that's the only way you would get that utmost respect. You can't be nesting, looking for inclusion, representation, when your motherland is in ruin. I don't know if I'm making sense. You just can't. I know some of you would say you are born here, here is where you're born, here is where you know. It's not all true. It's not true that here is where you're born and here is all you know. No, it isn't. All I see in Africa is the Asian and the Chinese going to develop Africa, do something, build something in Africa. Yes? Africa, in black people in Europe, all over Europe, in America, wherever you are in Europe, you can join force with the black men in Africa and start building. Because this is the fact that all of you, I hear this word that the black men don't like, for black women for some reason. But I think you black men don't like yourselves too. which is where the self-hating come from. I think you don't like yourselves too. Because if you love yourselves, I don't see why you can't come together. You know, black men over the years, you failed to just create your own media, especially in this Europe. You failed to create your own media. You've always preferred to join in the powers that be to create change. You know, you've always wanted to join these powers that be to create change. And tell me, what change haven't you tried to create? Yes? What change haven't you tried to? The wig wearing, if, the wig wearing was a change you tried to create, you know, for us to create change. Yes, if you ask me, that's number one change. We've been doing that. We've been trying to create change. We've been trying to join in the powers that be to create change. Then the wig wearing came in, the bleaching of the skin came in, and then now the misraising came in. So you've been trying to always join in to create a change, and that change is not, it's not working as it should. Doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you something? Because I think it's time for black men to stop, you know, complaining and talking about European this, European that, and just go create your own. My answer for all this issue is go create your own media. Stop trying to join someone else's or seeking inclusion. And stop supporting images that depict us negatively. We have to learn this. We have to know this. You have to stop it. Stop it. It's been going on for too long. For too long. Black people, black men and black women, you have talents of your own that we know that the whole world has copied from. They've copied from it. Yes, they have. I can boldly say so. I can boldly say so. Most of your everything, almost everything you do is copied. You have to own your own. You have to stand your own ground as black men and black people. There's no excuses anymore. No excuses. Because I don't think this man is just saying this just for black people. What I think is just, you know, as black men, he just wants to have that same respect the white men have, you know, that same recognition the white men have, that same representation the white men have. This black man just wants to also make sure that black men have it too. But you cannot have it because you have not really done, things to deserve it. You haven't. You've been nesting. You've been nesting. Let's just be truthful here. You have been nesting. That's what you have been doing. You have not really gone to create your own, to stand on your own feet. Fair enough. If you want to collaborate with the powers that be, why not? But make sure that the production, you own it. The whatever you are using, whatever you're doing, you own it. You own 90% of it. Because at the moment it's the other way around. It's the other way around. You are being dictated to. Even when you are in parliament, even when you are in power, you're still being dictated to. I mean, I don't want to go into the reasons why, because this will just be a long video, which I'm not hoping to do. I just want to throw my 1 cent, 2 cents in regarding why this has been happening and why it's still happening. It's because we as Black people, we just let it be. You know, we're grateful that we are even considered in the first place compared to back then. You know, for example, modeling. How many, I mean, in America, I can only think of 2 models, which was Naomi Campbell and Tyra Banks, you know, whereby in Europe, in the other part of the Europe, there was hardly any. Hardly any. It's only recently we're seeing dots of black people here and there in modeling. You know, that's because of the stereotype and the negative message around Black people. So it's time for us all to change it. I mean, they show Black men in a poverty state or whatever, and then they show Black women in a aggressive, you know, aggressive state. There's reasons to all of these things, and we need to speak up about it. We need to create our own story, and we need to tell our children our own story the way it truly is, the way it truly was. Because I find that a lot of us, we are running away from it. We don't want to hear it, and we don't want to tell it to our children. No. The past also leads to the future. So we can talk about the past, but don't let it eat us up or let it cause any anger or lack thereof, really, in our lives. We still need to uphold, as we've been doing. We've been upholding, we've been passing through it. Yes, we've been staying strong there and still carrying on. And that shows that we can do it when we unite. We can also hold our own place. I mean, Africa now, they do Nollywood. Yes, they've got their own movie, they've got their own, and some of it is on Netflix now, and you know, that's a big step. So if you want them to stop showing you in failed images, dating out your race would not stop it. No, it won't. Unity and erasing that self-hatred and that brainwashing will stop it. And that's where I leave this message today, because that is the only thing that will stop it for you, Black men and women. Yes? Who is going to take people who don't like themselves? Who's going to take them serious? Yes? People who don't like the skin they were born in, who don't like the hair on their head. Who is going to take you serious? Really? Who? Who? So the only thing you have from what they have from you is your slavery, your violence, your drug dealing, your poverty, those are the things they have. They can show the world about you. And because you want to join in, you want to be noticed, you want that opportunity to. You don't question what it's going to do to you, what's going to do to your dignity and those who look like you. You go ahead and you take on the role and do it. And because that's the role you keep taking on, then that's what will keep appearing on live TV, in the world. That's what they're going to see. This is who you are like. So we need to put a stop on that. When one of you actresses and actors are taking roles, take roles that include you and your black women more. Yes, than being happy to nest and being included in whiteness all the time, because you think that would make people watch the movie or make you go forward. Yes, black men, this is my own conclusion to that video. I hope you like it. This is what I have to say to it. It's really that simple. Really that simple. Please like, comment down below, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.